Hello Aries, Ashley here. We're going to do your reading for the week of January 17th. So we're going to look at last week, this week, and next week and just see what's going on with you. And we'll pull some tarot and some clarifiers to narrow down the story here. Now keep in mind that not every single detail has to apply to you for this to be your reading, but you're certainly welcome to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus placements. So let's see what's going on for Aries, week of January 17th. We'll see. I chose this Starman Tarot to use today. I love this deck, but it is kind of awkward shaped. It's difficult to shuffle. And we'll see if it all fits on camera here. Because they're kind of long, tall cards. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and Judgment. The Queen of Swords. The Five of Cups. And the Five of Pentacles. The Empress. The Tower. And the World. Holy moly, Aries. For the most part they fit. That's as good as it's getting. Bottom of the deck we have the Ten of Swords. So there's clearly been a and the Death card. Yeah. Major ending, and the Devil. Wow. Something very difficult. Something that... It's like you've seen the light on something, and not in a very positive way, I'll say. It's kind of like you've seen something from a new perspective, and it's almost like you realize that you have to do the letting go here. So last week we have the Groundhog Spirit. And it's interesting, it was actually just a couple days ago, I was talking to someone about like Groundhog Day, that sort of repeat cycle that takes place when we're stuck in a loop with someone, or even ourselves, right? Time to let go, and he's holding on to this little heart. So certainly a difficult situation here. We have the Ace of Wands, Queen of Swords, and the Empress. So some air energy, particularly Libra showing up here for you. Some Taurus as well. But it's kind of like, what's interesting, this depiction of the Ace of Wands, it looks to me like a spine almost. So it's like wanting to create something passionate and that kind of thing. But I think this is also that realization that has happened that something needs to shift. Something needs to shift to get you out of this like Groundhog Day kind of energy. And I do feel like this is probably with a person. It could certainly be a job. We have Capricorn showing up here with the Devil, but that's that cycle, that's that loop of being stuck, that blockage of some kind. Could be a Pisces here with the Hanged Man. We also have some strong Taurus there as well with the King of Pentacles. So heavy Earth and Libra showing up here. Let's clarify this last week and see what this is about. Why the Ace of Wands? We have the Moon and the Five of Pentacles. So a deep fear of rejection showing up here. I almost want to say for some of you, this could be one of those situations where it's like you release something because like you already know that they're going to abandon you. So it's like you have this, it's like you take the plunge first kind of energy to avoid being abandoned yourself. With the Queen of Swords, we have the Empress again. And the Two of Pentacles. So I do feel like there's this energy last week of having to decide having to kind of step into the logical mind and out of the heart space. You know, you might have had to, or you felt like you had to put aside the fact that there was deep passion for this person or thing. And decide from a place of, you know, your own needs, your own personal growth here. Like it was holding you down or keeping you from being your complete self here. The Empress. We have the Nine of Pentacles, some Virgo energy, yeah. And the Three of Wands, because you want growth. So this could certainly be a love situation. Like if you were stuck in a relationship with someone, there was definitely passion here, but it was keeping you weighed down. And then from a career perspective, it's like having to go after something new because there's this glass ceiling that you can't get past, and you know that, so you've decided to go after a new inspiration. You've really had to kind of step into your strength, I feel like, in order to do this, because there's fear. There's fears showing up here, there's worries, there could be money concerns that have shown up as a result of this, but in some way it's like you're standing up straight and you're like, I have to do this. So this week we have the Called card. It says soul gifts and training, it's time to step up. So there's definitely some kind of portal that you're stepping through here. Some sort of soul calling. It's like you knew you had to make this decision. Something on an intuitive level has been screaming at you. We have the Ten of Wands, Five of Cups, and the Tower. So something's definitely coming to a close. There is a lot of pain and regret that it has come to this, but it's become something so difficult that it's almost like there's no choice but to put this down. The artwork on these is so bizarre and interesting. But it's kind of like, I mean, this Ten of Wands, you can see this figure. I mean, he's got wands stabbed through his back, and he's practically a mummy. I mean, he's kind of encased in this like mummy kind of wrapping here. And it's like there's nothing left on the inside of him to give to something here. So, and it's even kind of interesting. There's a set of stairs here. And even if he could manage to walk up them, what's sitting at the top of it doesn't look all that inviting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you push the boulder up the hill and it rolls back down kind of energy here. So there's definitely some sort of breaking free here with the Tower. Let's clarify and see why the Ten of Wands. We have the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So this could certainly be a love situation. that was once extremely fulfilling. This could be a family dynamic as well. So if this is a lover, you might even have children together, a home, that kind of thing. But I feel like more so what that is saying is like there has to be more than this. It's like I want to go out there and have my dreams come true, my fantasies come true. I want to have like this sensation where it's like at the end of my life, I want to be able to say that I had bliss, not just pain and struggle, right? With the Five of Cups, we have Temperance, so some Sagittarius showing up here, and the Four of Wands. Before I speak on that, hang on, let's clarify the Tower, the Six of Swords, and the Six of Cups. So pretty strongly here, what I'm getting is that your departure, you're putting an end to something here and becoming independent and single, wanting to grow. It really shocked the pants off of someone. It does feel like a love situation here. It feels like the feminine here had to decide to walk away, knowing that he or she deserved, you know, bliss, abundance, happiness, like true happiness. And I think in that process, you've been in a lot of heartbreak about having to do this. At the same time, I feel that your departure has caused a wake-up call for your person here. And it looks to me like they want to heal this and come back to you in a different energy. For those of you dealing with a career situation, I do feel like you're going to heal from the disappointment with regards to having to leave something behind, something that you put a lot of effort into. And I think that you will manifest something that is, you know, really positive, really exciting here as you move towards and follow your heart, follow your calling here. Something that maybe you even found, you might even be getting called to something that was, you know, always a dream you had from the time you were young. And I do feel like you're moving in that direction here. But with this called card, this soul gifts and training, it's time to step up. I think that if you're dealing with love, it's your person that's getting that wake-up call. Next week, we have the Owl. It says, listen to the messages of the angels. So there's a lot of wisdom coming through here, a lot of intuition. You can see that big moon just to the side of him. So Owl Spirit showing up for you, Aries. We have Judgment, the Five of Pentacles, and the World. I don't know if you're going to accept this person from the past. It looks like that might be the case here, and I think you're trying to use your intuition and your best judgment here to make this decision. We'll clarify before I specify career here. Let's see, Judgment. Five of Swords. Page of Swords. So I do feel like there's some contact coming through next week. Somebody's reaching out, if they haven't already here, wanting to heal, because we do have the Knight of Cups. So they may have already presented themselves, but I feel like when it comes to making this decision about this person, you're conflicted. You're really trying to think about this. Like, you're stepping back, evaluating from a logical standpoint what to do here. Could be a little bit of overthinking going on, like you could kind of get stuck in your head a little bit about this. 5 of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. We have the Emperor. So, very likely a twin flame situation here. Empress, Temperance, the 4 of Wands, and the Emperor. And the Tower. With the World, we have the 3 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. Why the Queen of Swords? And the Death card. So here's what I'm seeing. I think that them returning, especially if this is a twin flame situation, which it kind of looks to be here, they're returning. And I do feel like they talked to you about, you know, when you left, when you walked away from me, I had this epic awakening here. We have the Tower here twice. And I think that you're really trying to think about this logically. And I do feel like no matter what your choice is here, you have completed a cycle with your counterpart. Now that doesn't mean the end is the end, right? This is a cycle. We're on potentially a twin flame journey here, and there are many cycles, right? So heads up on that. But I feel like what you're going to tell them is that it's like we either come at this differently or it's officially over. This has to be a collaborative effort. This has to be, we build this together. And with it being the 3 of Pentacles in particular, specifically speaking to a twin flame dynamic, it's like the 2 of you come together and create a third energy, which is the union itself. And I do feel like that's something you're thinking about and what you're speaking about. So I don't feel like you're going to give your counterpart a real easy time about this. Some of you may decide to cut this out completely. We have really strong Scorpio here, so that could be one of your person's placements or yours. Again, Taurus and Libra, and some Sagittarius here. Plenty of water showing up as well. So take that as it resonates, but I do feel like it's like you tried to step out of your emotions here and make the strong choice. It's like you knew you had to do it, even though it's scary, even though it's very painful. It wasn't easy for you to walk away from this, but it's like you knew you had to. And perhaps you even knew that you had to get them to wake up. So I do feel like it would be worth your while to not just think about this logically, but also maybe even go into meditation and try to get some messages. It says listen to the messages of the angels. So I feel like there is going to be some sort of synchronicity, or you might even be hearing or seeing owls, that kind of thing. But I also feel like, the owl itself sees best in the darkness. And it's not really telling me here what led to the separation here. I mean, we certainly have the 10 of Swords, which is, betrayal, painful, situation that has ended, right? But I do feel like you recognize that there's some shadow work that needs to be done here. And so it could be that you're in that stage where it's like, well, if we come back together, we still have work to be done and it might just fall apart again, right? It's kind of interesting. I've never noticed this on this 10 of Swords. We have these two people who've clearly been battling one another, and somebody here is just riddled with swords, while the other person seems to be sort of manipulating those swords to stab this other person. However, it looks like he begins to like cut off the tips of the swords. So it's like on some level, your person has an understanding that their shadow side was causing a lot of problems, a lot of pain, and a lot of betrayal. And it's like this energy of them finally figuring out that by hurting you, they're hurting themselves. So I don't know if that helps anyone, but that's what I'm seeing there. As far as career here, I mean, I really feel like this went in a love direction, which to me is not surprising on this channel. That seems to be where this channel wants to go. Like, outside of my control, we tend to end up in love or specifically twin flame situations here. So I'll just go with it. But as far as career here, I do feel like it's almost like kind of like you're looking back at the choices that you've had to make, and you might even be officially communicating your departure here. So if you've made the choice to move on from something, to go follow your dreams, to go follow something that is inspiring to you, it does feel like this next week, the week after the 17th, is when you communicate that choice, perhaps to your boss here. So, and I do feel like they're going to be surprised by this news. So that's what I'm seeing there. I hope you found that helpful, Aries, and I hope to see you next week. We'll see what else comes through. Thanks.